If you like your comic books less up, up, and away, and more run for your lives, then you've probably read a lot of Steve Niles. He'll be here to thank you personally. Plus, Jimmy the Geek is fine and all, but Ben Mesrick, author of Busting Vegas, has tips on busting the house. And finally, this DV Tuesday, Chris Gore explains why taking a bite out of the Willy Wonka disc isn't a good idea. Now, Attack of the Show would like to remind you that you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Pick up on this.
Welcome to the show.
The Attack of the Show.
Attack of the show.
Yeah, we attack. That's what we do.
It's
Tuesday.
It is? It is?
It is Tuesday.
Well, yeah,
Good show
Stevie
yesterday.
Tuesday,
We got a great
that.
show today.
Yeah, we're going to have a good week.
I'm a little upset right now. I got to just get this off.
I thought we were going to have a good week.
We're going to have the week will be fine.
Okay.
But I'm driving into work this morning, as I do every morning.
Yes.
Driving in,
Sure.
the 10 and the 2, little beep beep, because some people don't
Nobody
drive.
walks in L.A.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
And put on the old, the 97.1 is what I listen to in the mornings.
Okay.
For the Howard Stern Show.
Yes, the Howard Stern Show. It's a popular favorite among
You've heard
young
of
males
Howard?
everywhere.
It is. Not just
older
young
males.
Listen, myself and many other people around this office, and I'm sure in LA in general, if you look at the ratings, rely on that show to get to work and to be excited and be happy
Can't
about
start
their
your
day.
day without
Exactly.
stripper talk and making fun of people with
Throwing
stuttering.
ham on strippers' ass. Yes,
totally.
that's what That's what I need. I don't need Starbucks. I need Howard
Whatever
Stern.
works for you, Kev.
There
we
was
need you
a
here.
repeat today, Sarah. A
Why?
repeat. Because Howard Stern apparently was suspended for talking about his little switch to Sirius satellite radio yesterday.
Oh, it's because the old-fashioned radio broadcasters say, "Hey, don't do that, man. You're
Right.
still with us.
Hey, we're
Can't do
paying
that."
you to plug what you're doing elsewhere. That's not right. But
Now,
you know what?
don't
Come
you
on.
kind of understand where they're coming from, just a little bit?
Do I understand where they're coming from? Yes, but do I believe that was the completely wrong tactic? Yes, because now look at all the publicity he's getting. He's getting written up in every newspaper for it. Everybody's talking about it. We're talking about it. Like he was suspended for talking about something, and now they've created more wildfire than he ever could have.
Yeah, all right. Well, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Here's what bothers me, is that I feel like Howard Stern, it's as if he invented Sirius or something. Like, Sirius didn't exist or anything until Howard Stern came along.
Right.
Howard Stern's
I don't believe that many people cared as much until he came along. I think it was more about XM, and now he's kind of turning the tides of war.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
What's kind of nice about Sirius is that there's a lot more going on than just. It's not like Sirius is going to be all Howard Stern all the time. You know, they
Sure.
have much music channels. You don't have any commercials. There's certain channels. If I wanted to listen to via Sirius for my
Yes,
entertainment
yes.
news, which I might want to do every now and then, I could.
You can.
So
you
it's
can.
not just about Howard
And the big deal is, like,
and
you know.
his stuttering band of monkeys.
But for me, it is about Howard, and since he can't promote himself, we're going to do it for him.
Okay.
We'll keep
All
it
right.
very simple.
Howard, we're here for you.
Here you go, folks.
Love you,
The
man.
last terrestrial show, December 16th. That's when he'll be gone for good. But new shows will start on Sirius January 10th. So you get in on it. If you haven't got one, go to shopsirius.com. They've got a bunch of different players. There's some for every price range. There's basic players that are, $50 or so. They move on up. But it's just, get on it. Seriously.
So in all seriousness, are you... I know, don't you love that? Are you going to actually buy one? Are you?
Oh, man. Yeah,
Be
I
honest.
will honestly, since at first I said no, I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
it's not enough to make me jump and pay the monthly fee. But I realized this morning, just like when a simple rerun came on, like how much I was missing what was going on. And, they say, are you going to be there for history when it's made, when he starts satellite radio? Like, that's going to be a big deal. That first show is going to be so outrageous that, he's got to come out with that big bang. So I might want to be there for that.
You
yeah.
got lucky.
I may.
All right.
Moving
Moving on.
And other huge news.
Other huge news.
No, this is a big deal. We've been talking about it a while ago. Here it is in my hand. This is the Nintendo DS. This is their USB Wi-Fi connector.
All right.
And
all right.
there are now finally games that are out that use the WFC or the Wi-Fi connection, the Nintendo Wi-Fi here. So there you go.
Okay, all
That's
right.
a little Mario Kart action for you. It's Mario Kart DS. Not a lot of people have this yet. So we've got it here, and it's one of the the first games that really takes advantage of the fact that you can get online Wi-Fi with your DS.
Yes.
It's foolproof. It's ridiculously foolproof. First of all, Mario Kart, awesome. Like, it's really good. In fact, some people are saying it's game of the year, which, considering it's a portable game and it's yes, it is a kind of a bit of a rehash. That's big news, and I can't stop playing it. I picked it up today and can't put it down.
Every time I go looking for you, you're huddled in a corner playing Mario Kart.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Mumbling to myself incoherently.
No! Starting over!
It's fun. I like it.
Well, I'm just saying he does a lot of it.
What's really great is that they, like I said, they made the Wi-Fi like no-brainer. You click to connect, it finds an open access point. It goes online, you're there, and then each game has its own unique like 12-digit serial number. So that's kind of like your friend ID. So I can say, Sarah, here's my 12 numbers. Here, give me yours, and then we add each other to our friends list, and now we can play.
It's like your own little wireless network.
It's there. It works, and it's easy, and again, Mario Kart DS, super fun. So
loving it, loving it.
We'll have more on it later, probably formally, but it's good times.
Yeah, it's really good times. I'm glad that your hobby is getting better.
It is. Brendan, you want to play a little Mario Kart with me?
Later, Kevin?
In the corner?
Maybe after the show.
Blow up some balloons for battle mode?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I could do that.
It's a little weird that you have to blow on your video game toy.
In
fact,
yeah.
I mean, do it and feel stupid.
Listen,
Seriously.
no, I could be playing, and now, okay, I got someone pop my balloon in battle mode, so now...
That's weird.
No, it's not. Look, hold on.
It's weird.
That's totally manly. I would easily do that on a crowded bus or an airplane and not feel weird.
How would you do it, like really, really fast? If like you
Stop it. I'm not fulfilling your fantasies or anybody else's today. It's not happening.
Come on, do it. You have to
Brendan,
blow up
what's
a really
going on
big
the show?
balloon.
I'm not doing it.
More excuse me. More SEMA, Kevin and Sarah.
You all right?
Apparently.
No, I had a
We're
frog.
choking on it.
Need some water or something there,
No,
Brendan?
I'm fine.
Okay.
More SEMA. I go looking for the world's most expensive rim.
Pricey?
Very. But there's a deal. It comes with a Bentley. You'll have to watch and find out just what it is I'm talking
Well,
about.
for your
Come
sake,
for the rim,
we
stay for
hope
the Bentley?
you find it.
That's right.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Something.
Now, while I figure out if I have enough time for a little bathroom run.
You do.
Which I do.
Absolutely.
You get
Good
yourself
boy.
ready for a DV Tuesday featuring people rejected by the devil.
Oh.
Yeah, but before that, we've been hearing that in general, the number of people playing MMOs has been declining. So it's a good thing we know someone who can help renew the waning interest.
And now it's time for another Visit Virtual Worlds with Melody Irons. Brought to you by the MMO Tourism Board.
When you think of Azeroth, don't just think of Loch Modan as your only vacation destination. Oh no, this bountiful land offers much, much more for the discerning traveler. Within walking distance of Stormwind, be sure to visit the picturesque rivers and waterfalls of the Elwyn Forest. Wholesome fun for the entire family. Or for you responsible eco-tourists out there, there's the sunken temple of Atal Hakar in the balmy Swamp of Sorrows. Take a dip in the Pool of Tears or lounge on the shores with the lost rainy tribes. If you and the little ones want to mix some education with your vacation, take them to the Dark Portal in the Blasted Lands. See for yourself the gateway to the Twisted Nether, where the Burning Legion wreaks terrifying havoc upon Azerith. Also, be sure to visit the gift shop.
This has been Visit Virtual Worlds with Melody Irons. Brought to you by the MMO Tourism Board.
You may be damned if you do, damned if you don't, but you're especially damned if you DV Tuesday. Of course, Chris Gore is with us again. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks for having
Thanks for
me.
being here on this damned DV Tuesday.
Yes, it is. It is damned.
It sure is damned. And to get right into it, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Which-
Something that I saw in the theaters and now is on DVD
It
in
is on
record
DVD.
time.
Yeah. They're coming out faster and faster. This is a double disc set that I was really excited about because I actually
totally.
really like this movie because I'm a fan of the original book and it's more faithful to that book.
Hard act to follow after.
Yeah. I mean, the original Gene Wilder one, not to take anything away from it, it's a great classic film. But this is different. This is meaner. and more cruel, which is exactly what the book is like. And I'm a big fan of Johnny Depp's performance in it. He is sort of a creepy Michael Jackson character. But let's talk about the DVD.
Okay.
There's no commentary on the DVD. The second disc contains a bunch of extras. You learn about how they did the behind-the-scenes squirrels, which are mainly digital and puppets, and a combination of also real trained squirrels. There's some other extras that explain how the cast got together. There's a thing with Deep Roy. They do a whole thing about how they made him. He's the one Oompa Loompa, and the whole thing, he plays them all. And there's some games on it, which I found very odd. There's a game you can play with Deep Roy as an Oompa Loompa.
With your remote?
With your remote,
Yeah,
where
that's weird.
you play a version of DDR, but it's with your remote. So you're trying to play.
That's weird.
Which it didn't quite work. I think whenever they try to put games on DVDs, they never work. They're not fun. They're not. I mean, like they're a complete waste of time. So the behind the scenes are fascinating, but this didn't need to be a double disc set for the amount of content. The best thing I will
They're
say,
putting stuff on there that you wouldn't even want anyway.
Yeah.
You'd rather just be good in one disc.
there's one good thing on it, which is the Roald Dahl documentary, which was from the BBC. It's about a 20-minute documentary on the author, which is fascinating. But other than that, you know, this shouldn't even be called a special edition because it doesn't have that. You need more to
All
post.
right.
It should be specialer.
So what's the bottom line, Chris? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
It's a rent.
It's a rent.
It's a rent
All right.
because
Hey.
at some point in the future, there's going to be a better edition of this DVD.
Gotcha. All
Yeah,
right. So buy it for
rent it.
or rent it for the movie. Send it back for the not so great extras.
Yeah, wait for a better edition.
Next one, The Devil's Rejects.
Okay, this is the unrated edition, and this is a warning should go with this film. This is not for the faint of heart. This is a disturbing movie.
You heard it here, everybody.
Yeah, it's if you're a fan of The Hills Have Eyes, I'm a big fan of that movie, and Last House on the Left from the 1970s. This thing is brutal. Of course, you know,
I mean,
you're
it is
following
called The Devil's Rejects, after all.
You're following this cast of serial killers that name themselves after Groucho Marx characters,
Gotcha.
Captain Spaulding and whatnot. See, only a movie geek would know this stuff. But in any case, I mean, the mayhem in this is absolutely brutal. It's a sequel to Night of a Thousand Corpses, but it actually, Rob Zombie had a lower budget. He wrote and directed it, and it's a much better film because it's played for realism. And some of the stuff in this, I mean, just like the gore, there's nudity, it's in the extras.
It's hardcore.
It's hardcore. There's 2 audio tracks of commentary, which are great, and then a second disc that's called 30 Days in Hell, which is a 5-part documentary, like you're a fly on the wall watching Rob Zombie make the film. I have tremendous respect for him as a filmmaker. It's fantastic.
You sounded pretty positive about this.
Yeah.
What's your bottom line?
This is a buy, but it's a buy that comes with a warning. If you like this type of film,
Okay.
it is hardcore.
It's hardcore, all
Yeah.
right? So we got a rent with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and a buy with The Devil's Rejects, as long as there's a warning to,
Yes.
take a deep breath and dive right in.
Yeah, it earned the unrating, so
All
to
right.
speak. And wait, today.
No.
No?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Not today.
We're out of time. We're going to do it
that's
next
okay.
week.
Next week we'll do it. Okay, good.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.
Thank you for being here. Visit filmthreat.com or chrisgore.com. You know the drill. Now, while you scramble to figure out where you're going to spend the next 2 minutes, we're going to be getting ready to welcome author Ben Mesrick, a guy who scoffs at the maxim, the house always wins. Not always. That's next.
Author Ben Mesrick knows firsthand how a couple of geeky MIT kids could bring Vegas down to its knees. He's followed up bringing down the house with a brand new book, Busting Vegas, about a different group of kids breaking the old Sin City piggy bank. Ben, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Your last book, the Bringing Down the House.
Yeah.
Again, about MIT kids.
Group of 6 MIT kids who took Vegas for about $6 million with a card counting scheme.
Right. Not at gunpoint.
Not at gun count. All legal. You can't get arrested for it, but they were playing blackjack, and they basically used a team to spread out across the casino and hit every table at once. And it was basically card counting, which is, having a mathematical advantage at certain points in the deck.
Certainly not an MIT exclusive. Like, they didn't create
No.
the technique
It's,
of card
it's been going on for about 20, 25 years, was passed down from group of students to group of students. It's also been done at Caltech, at a lot of other technical colleges. And, a lot of people know how to card count, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
My local community college, not so much.
Maybe-
They,
maybe
they would
not.
teach you how to shank an opponent and take chips. But so I established now that you have a bit of an MIT/blackjack fetish.
I'm definitely, I've done the second book now.
Because you've now, you further pigeonholed yourself as the Vegas guy. Are you okay with that?
You know what? I never had an intention to be this Vegas expert. I didn't want to write another Bringing Down the House. But basically, I was at the 20th reunion at MIT, and this kid came down and sat next to me and started telling me these stories about how he'd beaten blackjack, not using card counting, that he had gone across Europe and taken on Monte Carlo.
Now, are you believing him at this point?
I know now it's true. Well, when he first started telling me it, I was pretty skeptical. But then I found out he was this kid known as the Darling of Las Vegas, the biggest high roller to ever play. For part of the 90s, he was playing with millions of dollars, had won about $7 million, and had then gone on the road basically all around the world.
And we're talking about Semyon Ducat.
That's his name, that's his real name, actually. In this book, in Busting Vegas, it's the real name. You can look him up. You could probably find him if you wanted to.
Google him. He's out there.
He's out
Don't
there.
worry.
Absolutely.
But what I do love about him, and granted, he didn't create these techniques, but it was a series of new techniques that weren't card counting.
Right.
They weren't hidden cameras or mirrors,
No.
smoke signals or flag sign language.
It's 3 techniques that involve manipulating cards in blackjack. So you can actually get a certain card to come out when you want it to. And it sounds like a magic act, but it's actually a fairly simple process.
David Blaine probably actually couldn't perform it.
Yeah, right. It's too easy for him.
It requires a bit of skill, and we'll get to that in a second. But even though the techniques are completely legal, they managed to get into a bit of trouble with it.
They did, because what happens is Vegas doesn't want anybody who can actually win.
Of course
If you win in Las Vegas, private eyes are assigned to you. They follow you around. They follow you back home. They get photos of you. You end up in this Facebook of unwanted people. And once that happens, you get kicked out, or sometimes worse.
It's funny, and you ended up in the Facebook as well.
I got kicked out of a couple
guilty by association,
casinos,
right?
just for hanging out with these guys. I've never been sort of beaten up. It's none of the Godfather things, but I definitely have been walked out of a casino.
So no Joe Pesci in a vice grip?
Not yet. Hopefully never.
It would be a good ending, though.
Yeah.
So in the book, you talk about their technique, which I think is great. You expose the 3. We're going to talk about one now, which is called busting the dealer.
This is just one technique, and it's actually the most powerful one. But basically, when you go to a blackjack table in Las Vegas, what happens is after the dealer shuffles the cards, he rolls them over like this. And he goes like this to the table. If you're sitting in the first base, which is where you're sitting,
right here,
you actually can see that bottom card.
Yeah, I can see it peeking out. I barely see a little bit of a queen.
You see a little bit of a queen.
I get it. Okay.
So now you know there's a queen at the bottom. What happens next is the dealer takes the cut card and he offers it to one of the players.
I would love to cut that
You
deck.
take it and you cut to exactly 50 or 60 cards from the bottom.
I understand
is that
even feasible?
But I promise you, if you went home right now and practiced for 1 hour, you could get really close to cutting to 50 cards.
All right.
So what happens is you cut to 50
and we'll
cards.
Assume that's
Let's
50
pretend that that's 50 cards.
Cut cards in.
What the dealer then is going to do is he's going to take the front of the deck and he's going to move it to the back of the deck, right? Well, this card that you saw at the bottom, this queen, is now the 50th card at the bottom, right there.
And these guys practiced to the point where they were so confident they knew for sure.
Right.
When
you now know the
50th
50th card is a queen. The dealer's going to put this back and then put it back in the shoe and start dealing. Well, what you do is you just count down to 50 and you load up that queen.
Drinking the booze.
So the first, 49 cards come out. You now have the deck up here, and you know that the 50 card is sitting right there. You now wait. None of you hit. You all bet $10,000. And you know that the dealer, if he needs to take a card, is going to get that queen, and he's going to bust. So you've just effectively busted the dealer. You don't know he's going to bust. You actually actively busted him. So all of you win, and you can win as much as $60,000 in a single hand.
So all the cards, all the time, you're waiting for that one hand.
Right.
And
you're betting the minimum. You're betting $10 a hand. So you don't really care about those other hands. You care about that one hand, that one round, where he's going to bust and you're all going to win.
It's great. I got to tell you, not even just to learn the 3 tips, which I'll never actually be able to use in a real scenario, but just for the tales of what happens to the crew that does it. It's such a fascinating read.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on. And
thanks
for sharing the tips as well.
Thank you.
We'll be waiting out back with ice picks.
Okay, I'm going to run.
For all your cheating. Read the true story. It's Busting Vegas in bookstores now, and learn exactly how to win millions in Vegas without getting caught. But of course, that's not a guarantee by any stretch. Stick around. The feed is imminent, and we have even more from the SEMA Auto Show. You're going to love it. Great.
And now it's time for another Visit Virtual Worlds with Melody Irons. Brought to you by the MMO Tourism Board.
Since 1977, adventurous spirits have escaped the messy eyesores of your typical tourist traps and settled for far more elegant destinations, like the multi-user dungeon. For the literal dungeon crawlers out there, just look. You may find yourself in a dark passageway, the smells of mold and rotted oak permeating the crisp midnight air. A single torch flickers lonely in the distance. Your exits are north, south, or east. Now, for those with a more extensive agenda in mind, travel forward in time to the year 2654 with Core Mud. Or you history buffs can wield your trusty six-shooter and dispatch sarsaparilla, guzzling zombie cowboys with loads of hot QWERTY lead in Deadtown. No matter what tickles your text-based fancy, there's surely an Aber, Tiny, or Deku Mud with your name on it. We can't wait to /who you.
This has been Visit Virtual Worlds with Melody Irons. Brought to you by the MMO Tourism Board.
The countdown to the next generation has begun. On November 21st, gamers will gather across the globe to get their hands on the Xbox 360, and G4 will be there live in New York, LA,
here we are, this is it,
Seattle, and a secret pre-launch celebration.
I am so ready for this launch!
It's 3.6 hours of Xbox Nirvana. The world is about to change. Countdown to Xbox 360 starts Monday, November 21st at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Only on G4.
Welcome back. Next Tuesday, Heisman Trophy winner and former NFL running back Eddie George will start taking gamers off the couch and onto the field. In exchange for tips on video games, these players will get some tips on the real game, whether they plan on actually using them or not. It's called Training Camp, and it's on Tuesday, November 15th at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. You know, one lesson I learned very quickly while at the SEMA Auto Show in Vegas was that using the word hubcap will get you some pretty angry looks.
Back here at the SEMA Auto Show for day 3. There's a lot more cars to see, but there's a lot of periphery type stuff that's sometimes more interesting than the actual cars. Now, rims themselves have become an industry all their own. The SEMA show has dedicated about 25 square miles just to rims. So what I'm going to do is set out to find the best rim job. What? Too shiny. Too many spokes. Too soft. Now this is what I'm talking about. We're getting a little bit closer. Well, I found them. $1 million rims. And that's for the whole set, though, so think of the money you're saving. Has anybody expressed any interest in buying this thing?
This is the first time we've previewed it. We brought it out for the show. We actually have a lot of interest in them. It's got 12,000 stones. It's got 1,100 carats in it, and we're offering it customized with either the sapphires or rubies with the diamonds inset. People want something that's individual and unique for them.
Where did you come up with this idea?
There's no place to put your French fries when you go through the drive-thru. You either put them in between your legs or in a car seat or something like that. So we decided that there was a need for this product.
How's the response been?
Been phenomenal. People always, the first thing they say is, what would they think of next? Or, why didn't I think of that?
SEMA's really cool and all, but there's a lot to see besides the kit cars and the mobile technology. There's other stuff, you know, like Oregon. I've never been to Oregon. Is it nice?
Oh, Oregon's beautiful. You should come and visit.
Are you aware this is a car show? Fashion. Sir, what am I wearing?
You're wearing a one-of-a-kind jacket we've made for one of our customers. We custom make these jackets in any color, any logo, anything, anywhere. Every little piece of what you see is a piece of leather cut, inlaid, and micro-sewn flush.
Can you make one that says B-Dog over here and then it says AOTS for life over here?
Definitely.
Now, I hope you got a chance to do some stretches, because here's the feed.
Although all PS3 rumors need to be taken with a shot glass full of salt. It seems that this whole next-gen thing is going to mean more to the industry than smoother jiggle physics, if possible. It's been rumored that the PlayStation 3 will not be region encoded, just like the PSP. Now, this means, obviously, that all consoles will be able to play all games anywhere at any time, provided, of course, you buy the games. You see, there's a second rumor floating around that the PS3 will read and store a special code the first time you play a game, which will prevent your copy from being played on someone else's console and vice versa. This will, of course, destroy any notion of video game rentals or the buying and selling of used games. It's official. Sharing no longer means carrying. Now, yesterday in San Antonio, Texas, 2,600 students failed to show up for school. Was it senior cut day? A bus driver strike? No, just terrorist threats left on MySpace. That's right, thanks to mysterious postings on the social networking site, a huge chunk of Warren High School decided it was in their very best interest to stay away. The posting claimed that 2 students were planning on showing up with guns, but the threat turned out to be unfounded. Now authorities are trying to get to the bottom of it all. Now, always quick to spot an opportunity, MySpace's owners, News Corp, have instituted a friend warning level system, as in, don't email that dude, he's at yellow for elevated. Yeah. Now, can it be possible? Could this be the end of Jack Thompson? Oh, please, 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 it is. Don't let this guy do a Freddy Krueger return from the grave at the last minute. Please. I'm referring, of course, to news that Thompson has dropped out of the much-publicized case against Grand Theft Auto. Thompson allegedly jumped ship after the opposing attorneys filed a motion to have him booted off the case and to have him disbarred for, quote, attacking and threatening the defendant's lawyers and for accusing the firm of conspiracy. In other words, for being a screeching attention whore. In other words, for being Jack Thompson. So after all his bluster and rhetoric, old Jack fell more easily than a level 1 boss. Good riddance. And finally, it's pretty well known that the Egyptian pharaohs used to be buried with their possessions in case they got to heaven and found out, holy crap, I need a gold cat statue. Thank God I planned ahead. Well, the Irish are now following suit. According to the Inquirer.net, more and more Irish people are being buried with their cell phones. People claim they want to have their mobiles handy just in case they happen to be buried alive. Now, I personally am waiting for the first instance of this to occur because, think of it, if anybody gets a signal from inside a box 6 feet under the earth, I'm switching to that service. But of course, this is bad news for all of us who thought that the sweet grip of death was the only thing that would save us from ever hearing that freaking Nokia ringtone ever again. Guess not. And that's the feed. Somebody gonna answer that?
Now, taking free trade to the most ridiculous extremes, it came from eBay! Kind of missed the wolf howl.
Oh!
Thank you for that, Sarah.
You're welcome.
You're a trooper. Let's get right started here.
Yeah,
Crazy monkey, gorilla, naturally formed walnut.
What?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, but it's a walnut that somehow naturally formed to look like a crazy...
That doesn't even look like a monkey.
It looks like a crazy monkey gorilla.
Well, no.
Sarah, think of all the amazing things you could do with this if you wanted. 7 bids, $4.25. What could you do with that?
Eat it. I like walnuts. Caramelize it. Mm.
One more.
I don't know.
Yeah, I had nothing, Ashley.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you had
It's a
two.
walnut,
That's pretty good.
come
Yeah,
on.
$7 for it, too. How about a freak two-headed mummified bird?
That I want.
Yes, this is a lovely gift. I mean, it just looks wrong.
I like how they use the adjective freak because a two-headed mummified bird, not enough.
This
it's
is
freaky.
not right.
Wait
I'm
a
actually
second. Wait a
partially
second.
aroused looking at this. What? Sorry?
I'm sorry, Kevin?
You could actually
I'm sorry,
kill...
what? Partially aroused?
The great thing about this,
Two-headed freak mummified
Sarah,
bird? Yeah.
kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Right here, buddy.
That's right. Actually, our writer gave me that line. You should hate him.
Yeah.
4 bids, $51. Moving along. How about
Wow.
convince my husband that this looks ridiculous?
What does?
Yeah,
oh,
you know,
husband.
Now, the reason I actually show you the crazy monkey thing and the freak two-headed bird is that those auctions had ended. They went for like $5, $7 each.
Sure.
It's whatnot. This go back, please. Let's see it. The ridiculous handlebar thing. $504.99.
No, this is a wife.
Yes.
You're paying to tell him that it looks ridiculous.
You're actually paying for the razor that he's going to use to shave it off because she thinks it's ridiculous. If I'd have known, I could have been a millionaire off of Arena.
But a razor isn't $504.99.
Little hot wax.
That was a good look for you.
It was really
good. It was very 17
Buy
years
it now,
old.
$17.50. I'll regrow it if I can sell it. I'll do it.
Please,
I'm not
do
afraid.
it. Somebody will buy it
And
on MySpace,
finally,
I'm sure.
write my eulogy.
Aw.
One bid, $100. Looks like a good, a young man there, and
Are those his
those are his children. It's like a sad, sobbing
this is very
story.
morbid.
Yeah, and the problem is that he's putting his eulogy on eBay. Like that's just wrong. But we figured if someone would win, we'd hope that they do a eulogy that that kind of looks something like this.
Hey.
It's nothing fancy, but we had it mocked up. There it is. Yeah. It's kind of like the eBay feedback that you'd see. Don't worry about it. Don't spend too much time on it. It's fine. But he's an awesome eBayer.
Did you write that yourself?
I did, actually.
You should be
It was
proud.
it was funnier.
It's always
before the
fun to
show.
make fun of dead people.
He's not dead yet.
Oh.
We'll send him flowers.
Yeah, maybe next
There
week.
you have it. Always expect the unexpected when.
It came from eBay!
Wow. Yes. Don't slink away while we're distracted, please, because me and my next guest, you know him, Steve Niles, we're going to hunt you down. Seriously. Wolf Howl, go. On the next attack of the show, did you know there are shows on TV other than this one? Well, believe it or not, there are. And Cinema Fantastique editor Sean Jordan will be here to sort through them all. Plus, Brendan figures out a third option with the cast of Get Rich or Die Trying. And finally, you've heard the hype. You've seen the poster. Now find out if Gun is worth the price of bullets. That's the next attack of the show, for starters. All right, we've had comic book writer Steve Niles on the show before, but we had him back before he goes all Hollywood and stops returning our calls and demanding DNA tests or whatever it is you're going to do next. I swear it's your kid, by the way. Welcome back, Steve.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Last time you were here, we talked about 30 Days a Night. What's new? There's got to be something.
There's a lot new, actually. I think last time we talked, there was just a screenplay.
Right.
And Sam Raimi
It had some coffee stains on it.
Yeah,
it had
and
a
that's
couple
it.
typos, and that was about it.
Well, now they went out and they hired David Slade, who directed Hard Candy, which will be, I think is going to be released by Lionsgate.
Mm-hmm.
He is the director. He signed on. They have a writer. We're just waiting to find out what day they start filming.
That's great.
Literally
So
at
it's
this
full
point.
steam ahead.
Yeah.
Any big actors attached to it yet, or?
I've heard some good ones, but nothing official.
Nothing
I heard-
official.
Nothing official.
Care to share some rumors with the audience, or is that going to get you kneecapped?
It'd probably get
in
me
the
in a lot of
parking lot?
trouble. Yeah,
All
it'd
right.
probably get me in a lot of trouble. But it's definitely happening. I got a call from Raimi, and he said, by summer, we're probably going to be shooting this thing.
Great. Congrats on that, man.
Thanks.
And it's not just the movies. You're also doing a little bit of the comic action.
Well, I've been doing the comics all through, but
Right.
now lately,
But I mean, lately with DC and Marvel.
yeah, I started doing stuff instead of the independent stuff I usually
Yeah.
do. I started doing. I have a Batman series out right now, and Marvel let me play with the Hulk and the Thing and all their monster characters. I just had a one-shot come out.
Now, I mean, let's start with Batman, because this is a comic that never typically, in my opinion, never really had your kind of horror in it.
Yeah.
So how do you inject it without? I mean, do they just trust you? They give you carte blanche? They say do whatever you want.
Yeah,
take it.
pretty much. Well, they wanted to check a couple. They asked me definitely, what are you going to do first before I did it, and I gave them the
Are you
idea,
gonna zombify Robin
and they liked it. No, they actually liked it, because really what I wanted to do was tell a story more about Batman, the human, because that's what I think is really
Sure.
cool about him. He doesn't have any powers, so I brought him out into the suburbs and had him get attacked by zombies.
It's it's fascinating. It's really well written too.
Thanks.
Which you did.
Yeah.
So
yes,
in
yeah,
case you didn't
yeah,
know that.
Thanks.
Lurkers.
Lurkers.
This is the big boy for you.
This is what I'm really excited about, because I've been running around selling stuff. I've sold about 5 or 6 things just to studios.
Right.
And then they tell then I have to sit back and wait.
Right.
Like with 30 Days.
You go in the corner. You're done. We're done with you.
I hooked up with I went up meeting actor Thomas Jane, who plays the Punisher.
The Punisher, of all
Right.
people, to have as a cohort.
Yeah. Well, it turns out he's from Baltimore and when he was a kid, used to listen to a band I was in. Yeah. Because
Were they any good, by the way?
years old. What?
Were
We're
you
a
any good?
hardcore band, punk band.
Okay, so you weren't.
So,
That's fine.
You you can check it out.
He
John.
grew up listening to you?
Yeah, so we got together and we just hit it off great. And so we decided, it was like, no more selling movies, let's develop them ourselves. We formed a company called Raw. We went one place, went to Lionsgate Film and said, we want to do this. And they said, fine, how about a first look deal? Keep everything under a certain amount, you can do anything you want.
Sure.
So we picked the Lurkers, and I just turned in the treatment, and I start on the screenplay probably next week.
So what is a brief synopsis of the Lurkers for those who are uninitiated?
The Lurkers is about, basically about the boogeyman. and basically about where there are certain people who are bound to Earth who don't pass on, and they're called the lurkers. And these are people who...
These hide in closets or under beds, or I'm assuming a little...
Some of them do. Some are bad. Some are just simply the dead who walk among us. And basically it's this thing is it's basically people who died in the act of helping somebody else. So it's a mortal sin combined with a heroic act, so they're bound to Earth forever.
So now with Raw Entertainment, you guys are you guys going strictly for horror? Is that going to be your genre or no?
No, actually, Tom has started on the one he's leading the way on called Dark Country, and it's much more of like a blood simple, a noir thriller with it. So we're gonna, we want to try to do a little bit of everything.
Because yes, the horror has come back, but I hear there's still a big market for the Freddie Prinze type movies. So
oh yeah.
I'm hoping Raw goes there as well.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing.
Steve, as always, thanks for coming on.
Thank
we
you
appreciate
so much.
it. I'm sure you got to come on when we get some more info on the lurkers now.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
All right, be sure to check out Steve Niles in our show notes for more information. Tagoftheshow.com. But we need some quiet time. But then the Lush will storm onto the set and disturb our peace, like always.
And now it's time for another Visit Virtual Worlds with Melody Irons, brought to you by the MMO Tourism Board.
When traveling through the world of Norath, don't forget to stop by Refuge Isle. It's an unforgettable experience. Whether you're up for touring historic lighthouses or just relaxing on white sands beaches, Refuge Island has it all. Just mind the little ones around the man-eating sharks and giant crabs. For the backpackers in the family, we also have miles of pristine hiking trails and well-maintained campgrounds. Just be sure to leave your food in the locked metal boxes at night, or the smell may attract bands of bloodthirsty goblins. And spendthrifts, don't despair. Refuge Island has all the best shops and merchants, where you can buy unique gifts handcrafted by our native, terrifying rat people. Yes, there's truly something for everyone on Refuge Island. Book your vacation today.
This has been Visit Virtual Worlds with Melody Irons, brought to you by the MMO Tourism Board.
You may think you have the skills to compete in our Verizon broadband battle, but do you have the courage? Once again, we're playing Fear, the game that adds something that the first-person shooter has always been missing: the ghosts of dead, creepy children.
Oh, that's it.
To register, go to our website and click on Join Our LAN Party. That's where you get details, you get links, you'll get everything to get yourself started. And we'll see you Thursday for the LAN Party. Now, time now for the 3 best minutes of my week. Just being honest. Our bar crawl around the world of booze. It's the Lash, Kevin. Woo! Here we are again.
I look forward to this every 7 days.
Me too.
It's my happy little friend once a week. The rules are simple. We tell you about a drink, a drinking website, and a drinking game.
So easy.
And believe it or not, according to our legal department, we are allowed to actually consume 1 alcoholic beverage per segment. So let's play.
Time's wasting. Okay,
Come on,
let's start with the website. So think you had a bad day at work and you need a beer, try getting shot at.
Oh.
It's a lot worse. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the reasoning behind beerandpresentdanger.com. It's a lovely
Present Danger,
website
that's awesome.
devoted to fighting men, popping back a couple. You know, it's perfect. It's genius. Their motto of "No bar is too far" tells the whole story. So you can see grunts chugging beers in France or Germany or Vietnam or even Iraq. Kevin, if you really want to support our troops, head there and watch them drink.
Hell, I'm going to buy them around. I'm buying them around, Sarah.
Yeah. Next up, my favorite drink. Now, this is you know what my favorite beer is. Now it's time for my favorite drink. This is real special information.
What is it?
Today's
What is it?
special drink, very appropriately named the Sarah Screamer, Kevin. We've got the Sarah Screamers here, but I'll tell you what's in them. So if you want to make them, it's pretty simple.
Wait, now, did you name this that, or that is the actual name of
This is a well-known drink. It's been consumed through the ages.
Okay.
It
What's
came
in it?
even before me.
Tell me what's in it.
Okay, so you have an ounce of peach schnapps, 3 ounces of pineapple juice, 1 ounce of dark rum, 1 ounce of slow gin,
Yeah,
1 ounce of
slow
citron. You blend with some ice, and a blender right here. You strain into a tall glass like this,
okay.
and you have a sip. So now, what I want to tell you
Smells
beforehand,
potent.
though, just beforehand, because we're about the same weight, I counted 4 ounces of 80 proof alcohol. This bad boy, which
I'm all
means
muscle, Sarah.
that even drinking 1 of these per hour after 3 drinks, I'm legally drunk and ready to be taken advantage of.
Here. I mean, make one. No. Take this one, too.
No.
And then I'll blend the rest of
No,
that
I'm
one.
just saying for you,
Oh.
next time you're at a bar, watch out because someone might.
Well, if I'm visiting the troops, I might happen to down 3 on accident. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Don't tell. Bottom. So this is Sarah Screamer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now that is refreshing.
Not bad, actually.
Isn't it good?
There's a hint of gooch in there.
I don't know what gooch is.
Yeah. Potent. I like it.
Mm-hmm. All right, now for the real fun. Today's drinking game, beer pong.
Look at this cute little penguin thing, by the way.
Oh, I like it.
I know, right? I didn't even know it was
him.
Look at him. Those are okay.
No, but Kevin, seriously, we have to get
Beer
to our
pong.
game. Beer pong.
Yes.
It's about beer pong. Kevin, you're going to explain it. I think you're actually getting a little help.
I am.
Is that right?
Sarah, I'm glad that you said that. Come
Go
with
ahead,
me, folks.
take my
Join
Sarah
me.
Screamer. All right.
And join me in welcoming a man among boys in the world of beer pong. He's a three-time international undisputed champion, Mr. Brendan Sure Swish Moran.
I play a lot of beer pong, Kevin.
Yeah, okay, there's splashing on the
Nice
table.
outfit.
Let's go. Come on. That's rented. All right, the rules of the game are very simple. There's 10 keg cups on each side, arranged in a pyramid-esque scheme there.
Very pool table-esque.
Yes. You know, get some solo cups because they have lines on them, and fill it up each one to the same line for every single cup.
Okay.
Then you take turns throwing the ping pong balls into your opponent's cup. If it lands in there, he's got to drink what's in there. If it
Well, what
doesn't,
about these cups
he's off
on
the
the
hook.
side?
Let's go. Well, these are for demonstration
Let's talk,
purposes,
more
I believe.
pong.
Okay.
So here we go. Okay, Brendan's getting antsy. So first person to make the other person drink all their beers wins.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
So
Should I fire the opening
so
salvo
there's
here?
actually an end in sight, yes.
All right, so here we
Kevin,
go.
commence.
Some people play with paddles, some
Commence
people bounce.
beer pong!
Mr. Noonan!
Oh, that was
You didn't
so
even hit
off.
the
That was so
table.
off.
What a
Yep.
dick.
Oh,
that
that
was
was a net. That
the
was a
rope
net.
isn't tied the
All
right
here,
way.
Give me another one. Sarah's got to throw a couple here. Come on. Oh, wait. Nope,
Okay,
nope,
that's
nope.
bad.
Blaine,
My
go
turn.
ahead. Give me that one.
This is
Ready?
is this
Ready?
a regulation
Ready?
table?
Someone's drinking. Ah! All right. Here we go. That's it. That's the money. That's not the money.
You know what? This is a hard game.
know,
Can't we
well-
just drink?
It's better when you're drunk. You actually, you
Get in there. You
I did
blocked
not.
it. It was going
I did
in.
not poach.
Kevin,
All right.
Kevin,
Don't
you
touch. Oh, look, he got it in.
All right, you know what? This game sucks. For all my last links and info, go to attackoftheshow.com. It's always happy hour at attackoftheshow.com. Kevin, you're not supposed to. Well, all right.
Show is. Go ahead. You read it.
The show's stumbling to a close here, but we still have enough in us to take your chat questions. Or I don't know. Let's hope we do.
We got it. We're good.
I'm on my way to Canaan Lake.
Today we mourn the loss of Grokster.
Now, if you don't go, I'll journey on. I'm on my
If you haven't already heard, Microsoft will be unveiling the Xbox 360 in typical low-key fashion with the Xbox 360 zero-hour event. From an undisclosed location in the Mojave Desert, Microsoft has built a mecca of all things Xbox 360. So the event will begin November 20th as the sun sets in the desert and will end on Tuesday, November 22nd. And you can be there. That's right. G4 is giving away tickets to this official North American launch of the Xbox 360. We're going to have more details this Thursday, so stay tuned.
It's a big event. It's a big deal.
Big deal.
Now, what more could G4 possibly do for you? Well, how's this? G4 is giving 4 grand prize winners a trip for 2 to Game in San Francisco. Now, Game, or G-A-M-E, is 2 days of wall-to-wall games and music and random craziness on Friday, December 2nd, and Sunday, December 4th at the Moscone Center in San Francisco. Enter online at g4tv.com/game from November 7th through the 11th. Play it first and see it first at Game. You guys are having a good time over there on the
What?
little couch thinking about IRC chat, aren't you?
I sure am. Are
right.
you?
I
Want to get to it?
thought of nothing but the entire show.
All right. First question from Sunbun.
Man.
What impressed Brendan the most at SEMA? Brendan, why don't you go ahead and take this?
Easy answer. Fries and things. That was the, if you saw my live shot
Really?
last
Yeah.
week,
You were really excited about
You
that.
know, Kevin, there's always one thing that's an eye-grabbing little
Right.
gizmo.
It's not $400,000 rims with diamonds in them. It's a fry thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of cool kit cars, hot rods, and stuff like that. I also saw you saw in the package, the $1 million rims. Who they really say people have expressed interest in buying. A lot of rap stars and so forth.
You know, Brendan, we're not
People like me.
outdoors. Just
Yeah. He's got
Anyway.
a Top Gun
Oh,
fetish
okay.
thing going on.
Zagato wants to know with the
By the way,
rising
we're missing
prices.
a ping pong ball paddle somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Just let you know. Continue.
All right. With the rising prices of the next-gen consoles, do you think arcades will make a comeback?
You know, I hope they do. It's
What's
like
wrong? I don't understand. I mean, arcades are still around.
they're barely around.
They're
It's more
lame
like
now?
ticket redemption machines, and that's about it.
They've still
you know.
got arcades at the old pier down in Santa
Have
Monica.
you been to that thing?
Yeah,
Like
it
you get a
sucks.
tetanus shot just looking at it.
Ski,
Like,
ski ball?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's
I
all
like
ticket redemption.
Skee-Ball.
The one thing, like when I was in Japan, and even granted they have a lot of redemption games, and they have like Beetle Rancher Extreme Plus 2 Alpha Edition, like weird card games. At least they had like traditional arcade, like fighting and shooting, and what have you there. The problem is that the hardware, even though it's expensive, is so good that you'd rather spend the $400 to get the arcade experience at home without paying the 25 cents per play.
It's like movie
as opposed to going
theaters
out.
and DVDs.
Yeah, I think the arcades are
The old
dying.
was dying.
Arcades are dying to be reinvented, and that's a good thing. Like I think someone will come up with a better idea of the next
They're
generation.
dying to be reinvented.
You got the pun? You like
I
that?
do, I guess
Two
they're
birds,
funny.
one stone?
Moving on.
Huh?
Tater Hater wants to know what other instrument deserves a Guitar Hero type game?
The drums, people?
Piano, maybe.
There's a keyboard mania, and there's a drum
there?
mania, and those are mostly like
Viola.
Yeah.
I like
Imagine that.
Yeah.
How
Finally
crazy.
get those lessons
Ultimate cello.
Ukulele Extreme 2.
All right.
All right, that's.
Are you
whatever.
done?
I'm done.
Are
Good
you
night.
done? Great. Thanks to our guests, Chris Gore, Ben Mesrick, and Steve Niles. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Computers on Attack of the Show provided by Intel. Game on. Power up. Take control with the Intel Pentium Processor Extreme Edition.